We have National Security Council Assistant Director General Jonathan Malaya. Thanks for joining Storycon.
Hi,
Welcome
sir.
back.
Good afternoon.
ADG, can you hear us?
Good
Yes,
afternoon,
I do.
Yusek.
Good
Long time no see.
Yes, Sek. We just had a meeting this morning. Good to hear you again.
Ayun, buti pa si ADG, sinasabi sa amin kung ano yung saan ka galing eh, no? Ikaw.
O, teka, nag-meeting doon sila. Baka makichismis
Okay, makichismis na lang kami.
Oo nga.
Kape lang, kape lang.
Sek, did you talk about yung what happened sa Sandy Cay?
Yes. Well, over the weekend, there was this statement coming from the Chinese Coast Guard na they have seized it, no, and they exercise sovereignty over it. So, kagad-agad naman nagpadala tayo ng team doon, and we raised our flag as well. And there is no illegal occupation in Pag-asa case, in any of the Pag-asa case.
Yes, sir.
So, what was reported by the Chinese Coast Guard is obviously fake news.
Yes, sir. Pero sir, last year pa napag-uusapan to na the danger of somebody occupying Pag-asa Cay, which is just almost across Pag-asa Island. What's the plan here? Are we, I understand kasi, wala pa rin tayong position doon or we have not established anything there, unlike in 2017 plan. Pero are we planning to do something about Pag-asa Cay?
Well, this is something kasi that within the purview of the National Maritime Council kung what's going to be our policy there. No? But the existing policy is we don't construct features in unoccupied features of the West Philippines. So
Yeah,
because of the,
the 2002
Declaration of Conduct.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So we don't want to be accused of not following the Declaration of Conduct. So hindi tayo naglalagay ng we're not installing any permanent structure in the Pag-asa case, and we just continue to monitor the situation there.
Yes, sir. Kahit tarpaulin.
Pero Yusek, pwedeng mag-intensify ang patrols ng China dyan. Kasi iniisip natin, considering na ang nag-announce nung istoryang yon was the Chinese state media. Hindi naman nila ginagawa yun about Sandy Cay before. Kaya hindi ba signal yon na may balak sila na pareho sa Scarborough na blockade na nila yun eh? Baka hindi kaya pwedeng gawin din yon dyan?
Well, dun naman sa Scarborough, in fairness to them, blockade lang nila, but they have not established permanent an installation or a permanent structure there, no? Because nga of the 2002 Declaration of Conduct. They are always there inside the lagoon, but there's no structure. So dito sa Sandy Cay, sa tingin namin, wala naman silang planong mag-place ng permanent structure. But of course, the possibility is always there. We hope this is not a precursor to an actual occupation.
Pero di ba, ADG, medyo delikado itong Sandy Cay, yung ginagawa nila rito. Dahil kung tatambakan nila itong Sandy Cay lang ito, ng enough corals, sand, etc. At ito ay tataas ng several meters, no, above sea level, ay hindi ito malayo na kung i-occupy nila, diyan nila susukatin yung isang bagong territorial waters at saka EEZ nila. Di ba may ganong klaseng danger, Asek? Hindi siya simpleng Hindi siya simpleng picture taking. Kung meron silang mas masamang layunin o plano para diyan.
Yes, tama po kayo. And it's not good, no, pag nangyari yan. Kasi nga, pasok sa territorial sea ng Pag-asa Island, yung Pag-asa Cay. So, definitely, sana hindi ito precursor, no? It's going to be a big challenge to us, no? That's why ang ginagawa natin ngayon is we are intensifying our patrol. Palagi tayong naglaland ng mga tao doon to unfurl the flag, no? To hoist the flag, and to maintain regular presence doon sa area kasi malapit lang naman siya sa Pag-asa Island.
Sir, can we just clarify what does intensifying presence mean? Does it mean 24/7 patrols na tayo? And are you looking to station somebody there? If not permanently, pero for a stretch of time whilst things are getting heated?
Yes. Lagi naman tayo nagpapatrolya doon. We're going to put more frequent patrols in the area, no? Just to make sure na hindi tayo maunahan kung meron mang mga planong masama, no? Yung Chinese Coast Guard, because it is really very alarming that for the first time naglabas sila ng ganong statement sa Chinese state media pa.
Yeah. And by patrols,
Director,
are we
merong suggestion si Justice Antonio Carpio na dali na daw yung case sa mag-file daw tayo ng case sa International Court of Justice.
ICJ.
Viable ba yun? Pinag-iisipan ba yun ng gobyerno?
Yes, pinag-iisipan po yan. In fact, may task force nang nabuo to study that. But again, it's a decision of the National Maritime Council where the Department of Justice, also the Solicitor General, all of our legal team are there. So it's going to be their decision, no? Not of the National Task Force West Philippines.
Sir, I was reading last night again yung arbitral award ruling. If I read it correctly, the ruling virtually said that that's already a high tide elevation. Ibig sabihin that already has its own territorial sea of 12 nautical miles. In other words, it's already up for grabs. I'm talking about Sandy Cay, of course.
I don't know kung tama yung kung kasi it cannot tawag na doon, it cannot maintain life, no?
Yes, sir.
Itong,
Not an island.
Pag-asa case.
Not an
So
island.
I don't know if it I don't know if it will generate its own territorial sea. What I'm sure of is that Pag-asa Island has its own territorial sea, no? And itong Pag-asa case is within the territorial sea of the
Yes, sir.
of the
Yes, sir.
Philippines. Therefore, we exercise sovereignty over it. Kaya hindi po tayo magpapatalo dyan. No? We will defend it vigorously as we defend Pag-asa Barangay Pag-asa in Quezon City. No? Whether it's Pag-asa Cay, Pag-asa Island, or Barangay Pag-asa, it's all the same to us.
There was a lot of alarm kasi, sir, last year. I remember we had a team or several teams that visited Sandy Cay or Pag-asa Cay last year. They were driven away by Chinese forces, especially the Chinese helicopter that hovered so close to them that there were several injuries among the team. So that's how they're trying
Yes.
that's how they're trying to enforce their claim over that area.
Yes, may kasama pang media noon kaya lumabas yun, no, sa balita. But there has also been many operations by government, by the Philippine Navy, by the Philippine Coast Guard, by other entities of government na hindi naman hinaras, no? At nakatingin lang sila, nandun lang sila, pinagmamatsyag lang sila. So, paiba-iba rin talaga, no? Paiba-iba rin talaga yung nagiging reaksyon ng Chinese Coast Guard whenever we have our own operations in that area.
ATR, anong ibig sabihin nito sa context nung ine-escalate na negotiation sa ASEAN para sa Code of Conduct at saka dun sa de-escalation na apparently resulta nung agreement natin with China over Ayungin, no? So ano to? Ito ba ay a new scaling up? Dahil nga very significant itong Sandy Cay. Ito ba ay tinatabunan ba niya ng cold water yung mga high expectations dun sa Ayungin at saka dun sa Code of Conduct na pinag-uusapan ngayon sa ASEAN? So, anong ibig sabihin nito? Itong ginagawa ng China. Dahil ang China kasi hindi naniniwala yan sa sa mga coincidences. No, lahat sa kanila pinaplano eh. So, hindi ako naniniwala na ito ay parang ganun lang. Meron silang bigger plan dito eh. Kumbaga, the long game. Ganun mag-isip ang China eh. Kaya hindi siya hiwalay, hindi siya separate sa isang strategy or plano.
Well, unang-una, yung provisional understanding only applies to Ayungin Shoal. No? So, nagkaroon tayo ng de-escalation doon, naging maayos ang ating mga resupply missions. But unfortunately, it only applies to Ayungin. It does not apply to other parts of the West Philippine Sea. But I agree with you na suspect itong timing nito, suspect itong announcement na ito ng China at this time, no? And really, tama ka na they play the long game. So this is really a warning to us, no? That there may be nefarious plans in the air. So we really have to make sure that we are ready, and our armed forces and our Coast Guard must be very vigilant
Oo.
para hindi tayo maagrabyado. Ika nga, no? Because as I said, Pag-asa case is within the territorial sea, therefore it is part of the territory of the Philippines.
Yeah. And to that end, ADG, have you heard from the Chinese embassy? Have they reached out to the government? Especially since you call this the picture of the Chinese nationals on Sandy Cay as fake news, right? Have they been someone to explain it? That's number one. And secondly, yung medyo related to that, have they also responded to Senator Tolentino's allegation that that they've hired a troll farm to influence the elections here?
Well, we're still waiting for the action of the Chinese embassy. We have not heard from them. No. Yes, I made that challenge to the Chinese embassy, and they really need, because the Filipino people deserve an explanation why they have hired a troll farm. No. But as to the actions of the Department of Foreign Affairs, because it's going to be the DFA who's going to summon them, we have not heard yet from the DFA on what diplomatic measures they have undertaken or will undertake insofar as this issue is concerned.
Okay.
So,
Pero anong bago doon, Director? Kasi we are accusing China of interference in our elections. At meron namang pangalan yung kumpanyang yan eh. Nakausap na ba natin sila? Merong mga names dyan with yung Infinitus ba yan? Have we summoned them? Wala kami nababalit na question na sila. Anong latest doon sa election interference by China?
Yes, nagsimula na po yung nagsimula na yung investigasyon ng National Bureau of Investigation based on the pieces of evidence of Senator Tolentino. So, I think we'll just have to wait for the case build-up being done by the NBI. Ang NBI naman po natin ay napakasipag, no? Ngayong araw nga, may nahuli na naman sila na nag-i-espiya sa may paligid ng COMELEC, no? So, NBI Director Santiago has already said that they will conduct a thorough investigation. So we'll just have to wait for the results of that investigation.
yes, sir. I was about to ask about that. Sir, do we have an idea what kind of equipment they found dun sa Chinese national? Of course, all we can tell are black boxes. But I mean, do we know what exactly they're harvesting from that area? It's a developing story na nakita ko rin naman sa media ngayon. I don't have the details yet. We have not yet heard from the NBI.
Gusto ko lang balikan, ADG, yung pinag-usapan natin about yung troll farms na resulta ng Senate investigation. Nasabi nga ni Senator Francis Tolentino is but the tip of the iceberg. Kung sakaling may makikita tayo ng mas malawakang ganitong klaseng attempt na i-undermine yung ating eleksyon at yung ating political system, this is very serious. Ito yung tinatawag to paraphrase Karl von Clausewitz, ito yung tinatawag niya na war by other means. Paano? Ito nasa level na to ng sabotage, no? Nasa level na to ng demolition in perhaps a more insidious way. Dahil election natin yung tatamaan Kaya dapat siguro mas mag-scale up din tayo. Sino ba ang tinutulungan nila? Dahil ito ay to benefit a particular group of Filipinos, then this is tantamount to treason, betrayal, etc. So, kung hindi natin to haharapin ng ganun kaseryoso, baka mawili itong mga dayuhang ito.
Yeah, I completely agree, Sec. Kaya nga, during the Senate hearing, I mentioned there that this is typical Chinese tactics, no? It's what is called as the three warfare. Oh no, that there's media and information warfare, there's psychological warfare, and there's legal warfare. And the act of the Chinese embassy contracting a troll farm to influence political discourse in the Philippines is a part and parcel of media and information warfare plus psychological warfare. So really, this is not something that is done by a friendly power, and definitely not by a diplomatic mission in the Philippines. Unfortunately, may smoking gun na nakuha si Senator Tolentino, nakuha niya yung mga teke, nakuha niya yung mga kontrata, no? So definitely, the Chinese embassy has to explain to the Filipino people and to the Philippine government bakit niya ginagawa itong mga ganito.
The candidates that are allegedly being supported by the Chinese embassy, I mean the local candidates, either supported or backed or funded, I understand you can't give names yet, pero how many are we talking about?
You know, kami kasi we go where the evidence will point us, no? Based on the revelation of Senator Tolentino, the troll farms were attacking Congressman Barbers, no? Because Congressman Barbers took a very strong position against what China is doing in the West Philippine Sea. But other than that, wala pang other concrete evidence, and it would be responsible for the NFC to impute certain people without evidence.
Okay.
Pero kung sakasakali, Director, bawal yun, di ba? That's against our election law na foreign support for any candidate dito sa atin. Pwede silang i-disqualify kung sakasakali lang na merong malink dyan sa mga troll farms na yan na sinusuportahan naman nila. Pwedeng ipa-disqualify yan, di ba?
Yes, ma'am. Definitely. Foreign interference in elections is illegal. No? And that could be grounds for disqualification and other criminal and administrative charges.
Okay. We'll leave that there for now, ADG, because I understand you're in between meetings. Thank you so much for making time for us today on Storycon. That was National Security Council Assistant Director General Jonathan Malaya. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director.
ADG.